there was a clearing in the woods where people went for target practice. On weekends, I'd hike out and collect the shell casings. It was a solid hour each way, but I was a kid and didn't have much else to do. Sometimes there'd be someone there shooting, and they'd let me fire their guns. Keep in mind that this was the American South, where kids handling firearms was an everyday occurrence. Toward the end of the summer, I went to Home Depot with my grandpa to get some landscape timber for Grandma's garden. On the way home, I had him drop me off at the trail that led to the makeshift shooting range. I hiked to the clearing, but no one was around, so I spent a couple of hours picking the place clean of bullet casings, and then started the long walk back. It was a 3-mile hike through state-use land that consisted of swampy woods and a blackwater stream. The entire area served as a floodplain for the east side of town. On a typical day, there were tons of places to cross without getting wet, but on a day like today, after a recent storm, the stream was a few feet deeper. I'd have to walk the long way around to avoid getting soaked. As I hiked along the winding bank, I threw rocks into the murky water and kept an eye out for turtles and gators. As I was investigating a potential fishing spot, I noticed an abandoned chest freezer next to a faint dirt road off in the distance. I wouldn't have given it a second thought, except I could see it was wrapped in a metal chain. It looked like something I could unravel and take home, mess around with for a bit, and then scrap for a couple of bucks. I pulled at the chain around the freezer, but it was held fast with a padlock. I walked over and saw there was another abandoned appliance, 20 feet further, a single-door refrigerator. The refrigerator was tied closed with just a ratchet strap, so I walked over and cranked it loose. I opened the door, hoping to find some old soda or maybe a case of beer, but what I discovered was wholly unexpected. A body fell towards me, a body and an overwhelming stench. I staggered back, startled out of my mind and fighting the urge to vomit. It was the corpse of a young woman. I guess she was in her early 20s. She was naked except for a pair of skimpy denim shorts. I don't know what compelled me, but I reached down and poked her shoulder. She was stiff and lifeless. I backed away and then ran. Not because I was afraid. I was, a little. But I was also excited. My cousin lived near me and I couldn't wait to tell him what I'd found. His parents weren't home, so he didn't have to ask for permission. He left them a note on the counter, grabbed some lights and a hammer, and then we started the hike back to the body. It was night by the time we got there. In the 2 hours since I last saw the body, the vultures had plucked out her eyes and gnawed at her face. Nonetheless, there she lay,